Hi and welcome. My name is John Gonzalez. I am the project coordinator for the CARES Rental Assistance Program. Thank you for joining the team here at Catholic Charities Yellow Solano. Our goal is to help 835 families keep their homes during this stressful and trying time. We have a short timeline to complete this work, but I'm confident with your help we will help to prevent homelessness in Solano County. This video is a quick tutorial with slides to help you understand the program a bit more and help you learn what it is you will be doing for the next few months. Before I get to the slides, I would like to explain what work materials you will be receiving. Each of you will be getting a laptop with a headset and wireless mouse. We will be using Google Suite for all of our processes during this program. For those of you that are not familiar, it includes Gmail, which I hope you are familiar with, Drive, which is where we share all of the information like application forms, program information, time cards, etc. Voice, which is our phone system. You answer calls through your laptop using your headset. Meet, which is our video conferencing app. This will be instrumental in these times of social distancing to make sure everyone stays informed and on track. And we will use other apps such as Sheets and Slides. These are Google's versions of Excel and PowerPoint. I will always be available to assist you with any issues you may have with any of these programs. And I will probably have another video soon or in person explain how to use most of these apps for those that need it. All right, now that we have gone through that, let's get on to the slides. As most of you already know, the name of this program is COVID-19 Rental Assistance Program, aka RAP. What is COVID-19 RAP? Well, we will assist families, individuals who have experienced income loss or reduction due to COVID-19. For those that qualify, we will make payments directly to the applicant's landlord or property owner. This assistance can cover rent owed during the entire COVID-19 pandemic, so from March to December of this year. The maximum assistance we can provide per family is $4,000. The funding of this program was granted by the CARES Act, which stands for Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. Qualifications. A summary of what qualifies an applicant for this program. Head of household must be 18 years or older. They must have resided in Solano County as of January 1st, 2020. The reason for this is the county has seen many nonprofits and housing programs relocate families to Solano County in the last couple of months. So they wanted to limit assistance to long-term residents of Solano. They must have an income at or below the 100% federal poverty guideline. For example, a family of four would need to show a net income of no more than $2,183 a month or $26,200 a year. The next slide will actually show all of these figures. If the household or individual is receiving CalFresh or food stamps, then their income must be at or below 125% of the federal poverty guideline. And lastly, they must have been affected or suffered hardship due to COVID-19. Federal poverty guideline, and here are the tables explaining the limits for the federal poverty guidelines. Don't worry if I go through these slides too fast. I will be providing these slides to you if you do not already have them. All right, the program process. Here is our timeline. September 8th through September 20 is our education and outreach portion, which is basically where we try to get information regarding this program out to as many Solano County residents as we can. We have already had virtual meetings explaining the program as well as Facebook Live events. Starting September 21st, the application to apply will go live on our website, www.ccyoso.org, and we will begin taking calls and assisting applicants in person. We will also be providing applicants with resources for food, employment, and public health during this time. The application will be available for a 3-week period. It is not a first come, first served process. We want to give everyone an opportunity to apply, and then it will close on October 12th. Starting September 28th, in the middle of the application opening process, we will begin to screen each applicant using our vulnerability screening tool, which I will explain later in the video. We will determine who the high vulnerability applicants are and begin reaching out to them for the required documents we need, such as letter from employer explaining job loss or pay reduction, overdue utility bills, etc. This process will end on October 23rd. That is when the final process of this program begins. We will begin contacting the landlord property owners for verification and W-9s. They must be a willing participant of this program as well and provide the required tenant documents. Then we will begin the processing and delivery of payments to them, putting our end date around November 20th. All right, for this next portion, I want to explain the vulnerability screening tool I had mentioned. The questions on the application form will include the following. Have you resided in Solano County as of January 1st, 2020? Lost job or reduced wages due to COVID-19? Income at or below 100% or 125% federal poverty limit? Household member tested positive for COVID-19? Received unemployment benefits since the pandemic started? Received COVID-19 stimulus check? And how many months behind on rent is the applicant? From these questions, we will use the following table to determine their vulnerability. The point system goes as follows. As you can see on the table, each question from the application is weighted with a number. Yes and no to these questions will determine whether or not they receive the points. If you take the first question, resided in Solano, if the applicant answered no, they receive 0 points. A yes gives them 2. The more points they receive, the higher the vulnerability. On to the next slide, who would be considered high vulnerability? An example, let's say Luke has lived in Solano County since June 2019. He is 26 years old with a wife and 2 kids. He was laid off from his retail job in April 2020. He received unemployment but did not receive the federal stimulus check. His wife tested positive for COVID-19. His wife was placed on reduced hours. And Luke's household earns $900 a month, so $10,800 a year. If we were to put this into our vulnerability tool, then Luke would score a 23, qualifying him as high vulnerability. Does this sound like maybe someone you may know? If so, then they would be a perfect candidate to apply. Speaking of applying, I would like to explain the application process and our phone system. Each city in Solano County will have its own online application. The reason we do it this way is so we can gather data of those in need in each city, which will help us target those that are high vulnerability in potential future programs. For our phone system, we will be using Google Voice. We will have 2 phone lines, a main phone line and one for Spanish-speaking applicants. When a call comes in, it will be set up on a random rotation and ring on someone's laptop. If for some reason that person is unable to answer it, it'll move on to the next person in line, so on and so forth. I will give a more in-depth explanation and training on the phones when you pick up your laptop and headset. Here is a preview of what the online application looks like. The picture on the left shows the first page of the online application. The application is provided an overview of the program and of the process. They will also find links to 3 documents, the FAQs, program flyer, and the program document list. The picture on the right is the second page of the application where we provide resources for the applicant, food access, CalFresh eligibility, mental health, tenant protections, landlord resources, legal resources, small business resources, and employment resources. On the following pages, applicants will provide general and demographic information, household size and income, rent information, the impact of COVID-19 has had on them, and acknowledgments and certificates. Once someone completes an application, that information will generate in our applicant's spreadsheet. The spreadsheet will be formatted to limit access to change that information. On this spreadsheet is where we will apply the vulnerability screening I had mentioned before, using the vulnerability tool. We will require documentation from the applicants that proves their eligibility and financial hardship. Examples of this would be a copy of a lease agreement, letter from employer confirming layoff or wage reduction, member of the household testing positive for COVID-19, bank statements, landlord verification document, etc. Hopefully all of this hasn't scared you off. This will be a decent amount of work in a very short time frame, but it will also be very rewarding helping all these families in our community stay in their homes. I thank you again for joining our team, and if you have any questions regarding any of this information, please reach out to Miriam or myself. Thank you.